I'm going to say something that might make you look at your dog differently the next time they do this. You see them licking their paw, and you assume it's just one of those harmless little habits dogs have. But sometimes, that small behavior is the very first sign that something isn't right. Now think about the last time you noticed it, because this is where it usually begins. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't urgent, and it didn't seem like a problem at all. It was just a quick click, maybe a few seconds, and then they stopped. But then it happens again. And then again. And slowly, without you really noticing when it changed, it becomes something they keep going back to. Here's where you need to pay attention, because frequency is everything. Dogs don't repeat behavior without a reason, even if that reason isn't obvious yet. What looks random to you is often very consistent to them. Now watch how your dog does it, because the way matters just as much as the action itself. Are they gently licking, or are they focused, repetitive, almost locked into it? That difference tells you more than most owners realize. This is the first pattern interrupt most people miss. When a dog keeps returning to the same spot, it's rarely just habit. It's usually relief. And relief means something is bothering them before the licking even starts. It could be irritation, discomfort, or something deeper that hasn't fully surfaced yet. The licking is not the problem, it's the response. Now here's where things start to split into two paths. Some dogs stop after a moment and move on like nothing happened. Others stay there longer, more focused, almost like they're trying to fix something you can't see. That second group is where you need to start paying closer attention. Because that's not random behavior anymore. That's targeted. And targeted behavior means your dog knows exactly where the problem is. Even if you don't. Now let's slow this down for a second, because this is where most people misread the situation. You might think your dog is bored, or anxious, or just being quirky. But paw-focused behavior is often physical before it's behavioral. Allergies are one of the most common triggers here. Small irritations on the skin can create a constant low-level discomfort. And your dog's only way to deal with that is to lick or chew the area. Now here's the important part most people miss. That relief is temporary. Which means the behavior repeats. And once it repeats enough times, it becomes a loop. Discomfort, licking, relief, repeat. That's how a small issue turns into a constant habit. But allergies are just one layer. There's another shift that happens when the behavior becomes more intense. Chewing instead of licking. That's when irritation turns into frustration. Your dog is no longer just soothing the area. They're trying to stop something that won't go away. Now this is where you need to check for something physical. Cuts, splinters, infections, even something stuck between the paw pads. These are things dogs feel immediately, even when you don't see anything at first. Here's another pattern interrupt to watch for. If your dog suddenly favors one paw, even slightly, that matters. Dogs don't shift weight without a reason. Limping doesn't always mean injury you can see. It can be joint pain, early arthritis, or even a minor strain. And the earlier you notice it, the easier it is to address. Now watch how they move after resting, because this is where it becomes clearer. Do they get up slowly, hesitate, or test that paw before putting weight on it? That hesitation is information. And most owners miss it because it looks subtle. But subtle is where these problems start. Now let's go one level deeper, because not all paw behavior is physical. Sometimes, it's psychological. If your dog licks their paws mostly when they're alone, or when nothing else is happening, that's a different signal. That's not relief from irritation. That's self-soothing. And self-soothing usually points to stress or anxiety. Your dog is regulating their own emotional state the only way they know how. And over time, that can become compulsive. Now here's where the escalation happens. What starts as occasional licking becomes frequent. What starts as frequent becomes constant. And eventually, the paw itself starts showing damage. Redness, swelling, hair loss, even open sores. That's when the behavior is no longer just a sign, it's now part of the problem. This is the midpoint most owners reach too late. When the visible damage appears, the underlying issue has already been there for a while. And now you're dealing with both cause and consequence. Now let's shift to something even more overlooked. The way your dog positions their paw when they're not moving. If they hold it up, ankle it differently, or avoid using it altogether, that's not random. That's protection. And protection means pain or discomfort exists whether they're licking or not. That's when it becomes serious enough to act quickly. Now here's where a lot of owners go wrong. They wait. They monitor. They hope it resolves on its own. And sometimes it does. But when it doesn't, the delay makes everything harder to treat. What could have been simple becomes complex. Trying random home fixes is another common mistake. Changing diet suddenly, applying creams, or guessing the cause without knowing. That approach often masks the issue instead of solving it. So here's what actually works. You observe patterns, not moments. When it started, how often it happens, and what triggers it. That information is what your vet needs to diagnose properly. Without it, you're both guessing. And guessing delays the right solution. Because paw issues don't come from one single cause. They can be environmental, physical, or behavioral. And each one requires a different approach. Now here's the part most people need to hear. These problems are very treatable when caught early. And early doesn't mean the first time you see it. It means the moment you notice a pattern forming. That's your window. That's where you still have control. The more familiar you are with your dog's normal behavior, the faster you'll notice when something changes. And that awareness is what protects them long term. Because your dog won't tell you something is wrong directly. They'll show you. In small, repeated behaviors that are easy to ignore. And paw licking is one of the clearest signals they have. The question is not whether they do it. It's whether you notice when it means something more.